Baseball is dead.
Rest in peace.
It's a Thursday, right? Today's Thursday.
It's a beautiful Thursday.
Yeah.
It's a glorious Thursday.
I don't know. Actually, you know what? I don't know if it's beautiful or not for Joey. I don't know that I want to lead. Like, this isn't like the lead story, like the Ronald Acuña Jr. injury, but like, I just kind of want to get in the mind of a Braves fan. Like, wow. Ronald Acuña Jr. being injured kind of like led to a championship. So would you like, is this a good sign for the Braves or is this a bad thing for the Braves? Where are you at on that?
Great thing for the Braves that Ronald Acuña, our best player, is out. I would say that's positive.
How can you defend it not being a sign of things to come?
Yeah.
Seriously, the last time, like, first of all,
that's how Snit's firing up the boys.
What is hurt and how bad is the injury? Can we start there?
He's day-to-day hamstring, grade 1 strain. So it's not
just
bad.
A little grade 1 Johnny. So it's going to be okay. All right.
Yeah, he's fine. I think it's the quad, right?
Yeah. Quad.
Yeah, he's got a little quad piece.
He's injured every day, but I don't know why does he? I don't know if he doesn't stretch, or is it the knee? The lingering.
You ever see a
knee?
lion stretch before chasing down a fucking puma or before chasing down a gazelle?
Do they?
That's a good.
No, right?
I'm saying, you ever seen it?
I've never seen a lion chase down a gazelle, so I can't really talk. I can't speak to the process.
Okay. Well, Ronald Acuña is not a lion; he's a human. He does
metaphorically, he could be a lion.
He's a beast.
Yeah, that's why if you go back to the Chris Paddock interview that is deleted off the internet, we interviewed him and spoke about his lion tattoo on his left forearm here. If you're watching on the YouTube page, and it's facing, like, if he had his arm relaxed down to his side, it would be upside down. It's because when he has his glove up, he has the lion facing the batter because the lion fears no other species. It's the king of the jungle. Ronald Acuña Jr., king of the jungle.
Get it?
Do you get it? Are you following, Joey, or are you just
I don't. I just
you
think
don't follow.
It's a funny tattoo. What? No, I don't follow.
So you don't think that Ronald Acuña Jr. is the king of the jungle in Atlanta?
He's the king of Atlanta. He's the king of the world, but he gets injured a lot. It is.
So you think Matt Olson's a pussy is what you just said?
Matt Olson? I didn't say that.
That's what it sounded like.
That's kind of what you just said, yeah.
He's not the king of Atlanta.
He's so is there, let me ask you this. Is there who is going to be somebody that is going to have to shoulder this load if it's Ronald Acuña that's going to be nicked up and banged up and dinged up here and there, like, consistently? Or actually, you know what? Before we get to that, let me ask you, do you think that this is going to be something that consistently hampers Ronald Acuña Jr.? Is this something that constantly, like, is it going to be a, man, it was going to be so great, but he was always hurt?
Bro, I don't know. I don't know anything about injuries. I don't know if this could be 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and he can never.
Bro, are
get
you
hurt
a doctor
again.
or not?
I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying, like, who needs to step up with Ronald gone? I mean, I think Adam Duvall has not played well.
It's fair.
That's someone who needs to step up. I mean, they have Jock. It's hard to watch Jock Pederson turn into Babe Ruth.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there
after, and then we kept
1, 2, 3.
Eddie Rosario.
4.
Eddie Rosario needs to step up. He's not playing. I was looking at his stats today. He played 15 games, has the worst WAR in MLB now.
Isn't he hurt right now?
Yeah, he's hurt. He had an eye thing, so he couldn't see.
Okay, so cut the guy some slack. Jesus, you're just crushing. You see this fucking guy's offensive numbers? Rosario's like, no, actually, I literally haven't seen them. I can't fucking see. I had to go to the doctor. Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm not crushing him, dude. I'm doing a fan graphs.
You just called him a blind ass bitch. How else could that be interpreted?
Yeah. He's not a bitch. He's not. He is blind, but he's not a bitch. He beat me up easily. He beat us all up, probably. He's a savage. He's a Atlanta legend, postseason hero. He's a
all
Babe
right.
Ruth
Well, then cut
himself.
the guy some slack.
Nick, I can't see.
I'm doing a baseball savant, a fan graphs, a freaking interesting tidbit how someone could have only play 15 games and have by far the worst WAR is pretty interesting. Historically bad numbers.
Slow start.
Yeah, it's a slow start.
He got off slow. The point being, Ronald's going to be fine. I do worry that he gets hurt a lot. That's not good. But fuck it, you know? I'm worried that he comes back and he doesn't steal. And
those days are gone. Those days are gone. Ronald like a 40-40 season. Gone.
He's like on pace for 40-40 almost. Like he's on pace for 40 steals this year.
I'm saying that because I really want it to happen. But I'm saying that I think just out of frustration and aggravation because Mike Trout could be that kind of player, and we're never going to see that. We're never going to see that. But they're sacrificing, that type of season to keep him healthy because, maybe on the way to a 40-40 season, you miss a few games here and there that you wouldn't miss if you're not on the base path just churning it up.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but was missed a whole year, almost a year with the ACL, came back immediately, got hurt, and he didn't stop stealing.
Is this hamstring on the same side as the ACL? Is it the same leg?
I don't know.
Damn it, Joseph.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Gotta know that, bro. You gotta know your players. Well, gotta know their bodies.
I forgot to text him. I'll text him.
Yeah,
but
hit him up. On this episode of Baseball is Dead, we have a lot of different topics that we want to get into here. Among them, the list of most hated players based on negative tweets. And some of the names might surprise you. Joey Votto teasing his retirement. We got Josh Donaldson making a statement. The aforementioned Jock Pederson. The Yankees bit by a little bit of an injury bug here. We're going to talk some Bryce Harper. The biggest disappointment in baseball so far, Joey Votto beefing with the Cubs, the Phillies. We're going to blow Paul Goldschmidt. I'm sure the Dallas is going to take the lead on that fellatio act. And some other shit. There's a lot more shit. There's a lot more shit in there. I'm gonna let Dallas pick the first topic. Where do you want to lead this thing off with?
Well, you know what? Let's start with are the last place Mariners the biggest disappointment in baseball so far?
So I was just gonna simply ask because I did a segment with DraftKings on Tuesday, and I was asked, what's the biggest surprise of the season so far? My response was somewhere along the lines of, I feel like the biggest surprises have all been negative. Like a lot of there hasn't been obviously we had the Quan breakout early. Taylor Ward is still fucking hitting the shit out of the baseball. Those are nice surprises. But from a team perspective, there haven't been the Pirates aren't in first place right now.
No, they're not.
The D-backs are not in first place right now. But for the biggest surprises, I feel like it's who's been surprisingly bad. And I was curious both of your thoughts on the Seattle Mariners being the biggest surprise because they, as of last night, after losing again to the green and gold, the Seattle Mariners have solidified sole possession of last place in the American League West. Is that in your mind, Dallas? Take off your green and gold little jumpsuit that you have on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the biggest surprise in baseball? Not that the Mariners were supposed to win the AL West this year. Obviously, the Angels are much better. The Astros are the Astros. The Texas Rangers made a lot of additions in the offseason. But the Seattle Mariners being in last place and we're a week away from June, that's surprising to me.
Yes. It's surprising. Look, what sucks is you're not getting the production from places that you absolutely had to have it now. And what I mean is Jared Kelenic. We've been banging the drum on Kelenic, standing for him to get to the big leagues. Why are we holding him back? Unbelievable that the front office would be forthright in talking about the manipulation of his service time, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's almost like Kelenic has given them every reason to, if they wanted to, go, see? Told you so. Told you he needed time. Told you. Because he's now down in AAA for the second time after supposing to be a guy who, when he showed up, it was like, well, not only is he never going back, this dude's about to turn some heads. This dude is about to really show out. That obviously hasn't happened. Injuries. They just got Kyle Lewis back. Just got him back game 2 and game 3 of the Oakland series. Just saw him play in back-to-back days. Night-day turnaround, excuse me. So, and he actually got a couple knocks. But they're just not help. Mitch Haniger. He's been hurt.
Is that enough to make them in last place, though?
I mean, it is, Jared, it is when you have zero like consistent offense. But what's crazy is they hit the home run.
They do.
They hit the long ball.
J-Rod show. I think he had back-to-back homers a couple days ago.
Yeah. Oppo shot.
Yeah.
JP Crawford and Ty France are like two of the best players right now.
Yeah.
Ty
in
France,
the league.
I'm gonna tell you right now, like whether you like American League, National League, whatever, like if you like baseball, you like Ty France. It's a dude I like watching him hit. I love watching him hit. Just his setup, just the way he handles the bat. I love watching Ty France in the box. It's a lot of fun. And he is, I mean, he's hitting 330, I believe. Like an OPS around 900, if I'm not mistaken. Like the dude's been raking. But yeah, I mean, they're just the injuries and because they've got some guys in the bullpen that are fucking nasty. Diego Castillo's gross. Paul Sewald, gross. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a tough scene.
They need to be fired up.
But I tell you, like, and this isn't, I'm not trying to like redirect to the Oakland A's again here.
Oh boy.
But the series coming up against the Texas Rangers, the fact that Marcus Semien does not have a home run, and it's
still
almost going, it's going to be June.
That's bad. Marcus Semien.
June.
By the way, no injuries to report of. Marcus Semien has had 178 plate appearances, 0 home runs, 8 doubles. He's hitting 185 with a 488 OPS. This is coming off of a 39 double, 45 home run season last year. The Texas Rangers are paying Marcus Semien $25 million this year, 26 next year, 26 the year after, 26 the year after, 26 the year after, 26 the year after, and then $20 million in 2028 when he is 37 years old.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, he's half of the middle infield that was damn near paid $500 million.
A Billy. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So when you talk about surprises and the fact that some of them are struggles, yes, you're right. Like I hate that it's Marcus Semien that is having that kind of a season, year one of his big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know how much it means to him to like quote unquote live up to shit. He's that kind of guy, like the stand-up dude in the community who, when nobody's watching, is just always consistently doing the right thing, like doing more than he ever needs to be doing, because that's just who he is. Like I know that this grinds on him.
Yeah. Do you think that that's part of it? Like the longer it goes, the harder it becomes?
For sure. That's how it is. Because like that's where you really start to get into questioning like what's going on around you. Is it something I'm doing, something I'm not doing? It's terrible. Because
have you talked to him at all?
You feel like you don't have the answers. I have not talked to him. It's one of those things where like you don't even reach out really. Like I'll see you when you come into town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, there's definitely been players that we've had relationships with that when they're struggling, I'm just like, I don't know what to say. Like, you don't want to hear from me. Like, there's nothing I can say that's going to make you feel better. But yeah, I would say
it's a long year. That's the thing too. Is and I know like the immediate response to that is, well, it's fucking June. It's going to be June. Well, yeah, you're right. It is going to be June, and so it's an awfully slow start, but it's always about how you finish. And The numbers, I want to believe, well, look, probably going to be down maybe from what you expected off to such a slow start, but you like to think that water eventually finds its level.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to hit 40 this year.
He'd have to go beast mode.
20ish.
He would have to go I mean, I think it's already like a quarter through the season. People say it's June, not even, but it's tough to rebound from that and put up the numbers.
I mean, if he hits 10 a month from here on out,
he could.
40 homers.
There's still time on the clock. So are you saying Marcus Semien has been the biggest disappointment, or is it the Seattle Mariners? And are we narrowing it down to those two? Because, I mean, I'm looking across here. The fucking Red Sox being 10.5 back is a pretty big disappointment. 3 games under 500. The Toronto Blue Jays, who everyone had in the World Series, they have a -7 run differential. They're 3 games above 500. They're in 3rd place in the American League East. The Chicago White Sox, being a game over 500, that's a pretty big disappointment. The Detroit Tigers, 15-28. The Detroit Tigers are 15-28. I don't think that no one here picked them to win the Central, but I think we across the board thought that they'd be better than a 350 winning percentage team. Again, Phillies.
I hate to do it to Marcus, but it's like when you're making that money and you're put into that situation, like he was, these guys are supposed to be, him and Seager are supposed to be part of a lineup that was supposed to make shit a lot different for the Texas Rangers in this division.
Sure. The Philadelphia Phillies have been a pretty big disappointment to start the year. The Atlanta Braves, coming off a World Series title, 2 games under 500, a -10 run differential, pretty big disappointment. And then that pretty much cuts it. And from a team perspective, I would single out those teams: the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, the White Sox, the Tigers, the Mariners, Braves, Phillies. That's it. But I would say in terms of the excitement that was built last year in Seattle, getting that close, basically going into the final weekend of the season with, if things worked out, the Seattle Mariners were going back to the postseason, ending the longest postseason drought in professional sports. Not just baseball. Professional sports. It's been a long time. 2001, the last time that they were in October. And they were right there on the doorstep. They go out and get Robbie Ray. Joey.
Robbie Ray has struggled. Robbie Ray has struggled.
Regression Ray. I don't know. It's
easy.
I'm not saying, but I'm kind of saying. Robbie Ray single-handedly could not have turned the Mariners season around. No, he could have helped a little bit, sure. But he hasn't been the Cy Young form Robbie Ray with Seattle to start his tenure there.
Check the peripherals.
ERA north of 4.5.
He's the best strikeout pitcher of all time.
I'm curious about the list of most hated baseball players based on negative tweets. I want to get to that. Let's get into that.
Let's get into that. But first, did you know, Dallas?
No.
That the DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball?
Oh, no, I knew that.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, a lot of people do know that. But new customers, they can bet just $5 on any team to win and get $150 in free bets no matter what, win or lose.
Huh?
Looking to turn a small bet into a big payday during MLB season. With DraftKings same-game parlays, you can do just that. Create your own parlay by combining multiple bets like which team will win, how many bases will be stolen, total runs, and more. It's your shot at an even bigger payout. Whoa. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. All you have to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use the promo code JARED, Jared, bet just $5 and get $150 in free bets no matter what happens on the field. That is promo code JARED at DraftKings Sportsbook and JARED, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See the show notes for details. MLB trademarks used with permission. Okay, so let me click back to the screen here. Did either of you look at the fucking list? Did either of you cheat? You cheat,
No.
Dallas?
No, I do no. I have no idea where to even.
It's a yes or no. Yeah, that's true. I trust you. Yeah, you're internet inept. Joey, did you cheat?
I did not.
Okay.
I scrolled past it and was tempted, but I did not.
All right, that's honor.
Where was this at?
I'm not telling you. This is honor and integrity. The 2022 most hated MLB players based on negative tweets since opening day. That's the time frame. We're talking just since opening day. This is only based in 2022. Let me ask you guys both. Who do you think is the most hated player in baseball based on that time frame?
Trevor Bauer.
Easily.
No. No.
It's not him.
He's not even top 3. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th. Trevor Bauer, 6th.
Wow, yeah, I felt like that was just going to be an easy like slam dunk.
Yeah,
I don't trust this data at all. But if it's not him,
it's not him.
Oh man, I don't know.
This is just based on negative tweets.
I bet like Aaron Hicks is up there.
Yeah, like, do you like? Is it somebody? I mean, could it be just a vocal minority that are getting this getting this done? Like, or I guess it's not a vocal minority if it's
by a pretty large margin. Like Garrett Cole is the last one on this list, and there's like 20 names here.
I bet Joey Gallo and Aaron Hicks probably get a lot of mean tweets. I see that shit all the time, just from Yankees people.
Some of these names will surprise you. Yeah, like Mike Trout is on this list.
See what I mean? Like, come on.
This is not a real list.
Mike Trout is 8th.
Is Freddie Freeman on this list?
Yes. He's just below Shohei Ohtani.
I mean, come on, Shohei?
Yeah, that's what I said. I saw Shohei's name on there and I was like, what the fuck?
Like,
who the hell? Who on planet Earth is tweeting negative things about Shohei Ohtani? Like, where are these people?
And if you are, like, what is wrong with you? What are you angry at?
I'll give you a hint. The most hated player based on negative tweets makes sense, but he has not committed a crime. Like some of the top people on here, it's like, oh yeah, you hate them for actual crimes. Like there's like domestic violence people on there.
So Marcelo Zuna.
Well, Chapman is up there.
Yeah, so I was about to guess him. But number
Odubel
one,
Herrera.
Who's tweeting about Odubel Herrera?
Yeah, I mean that's like you're hating the human being, not the baseball player.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean this is obviously who it is. I mean, like you can't. No one's hating you for being bad. I guess for the most part, like people. He's a good player. He's a very good player. To my knowledge, has no criminal history.
Aaron Judge.
But people hate him for baseball things. It's not Aaron Judge.
Manny Machado.
Manny Machado is the most hated player in baseball at number 1. Number 2 also makes a lot of sense. Jose Altuve. Number 3,
Carlos Correa.
I feel like he's come down a little bit. I feel like he was maybe number 1 for a while. Bryce Harper.
Oh.
Number 4 makes no sense. Max Scherzer. Who the fuck hates Max Scherzer?
That's ridiculous.
Like,
even I like him, and he's
like Dodger. Like
such misplaced anger.
Yeah, Dodger fans obviously don't hate him. Nationals fans don't hate him. Tigers fans, like it would only be like former teams where it's like, yeah, fuck that guy, he left. Like they don't hate him. Who the fuck hates him? Carlos Correa is like neck and neck with Scherzer, which doesn't make sense. Then Trevor Bauer, then Aroldis Chapman, then Mike Trout, then Ronald Acuña Jr. Who the fuck hates Ronald Acuña Jr.?
See this list. This is.
I want to know. So, like the negative sentiment tweets. The example is, quote, "I hate Bryce Harper."
So that could be right after he just dropped a fucking mega bomb.
Sure.
Late in the game, crushed your team. So, yeah, like it's all subjective. Yeah.
Yeah, we should all make our top 10 list. 10 players we hate the most. Publish them all.
Yeah,
the whole episode.
I don't even know that I hate 10 players.
No.
Colin McHugh.
Yeah, Jared.
I fucking
like,
hate Colin McHugh.
I don't hate a player like Jared. Yeah, Jared has hate in his heart for multiple players.
I mean, Pablo Sandoval is not in baseball anymore. He's like playing in like a Mexican league. I hate Colin McHugh.
Yeah, you hate Pablo. You hate Colin. You hate Correa.
I don't hate Correa as much anymore. He still owes me an apology, and he should pay me off as well. I want financial compensation for emotional distress. Other than that, who do I hate? I don't really hate anybody. I hate Aroldis Chapman and I hate Garrett Cole.
Yeah. So that's
4.
Quite a few people.
That's not really. I mean, I can't get a top 10.
Anybody.
I can't get a top 10. McHugh, Cole, Chapman,
Correa. A little.
I
less.
don't hate him.
You said as much.
I said I strongly dislike him. I don't hate him.
Oh wow! Now it's gone. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't hate him really. I think he's a fucking loser, but I don't hate him. I don't hate him.
So soft.
You're soft. You fucking like we're ready to give him a sponge bath in the Astros clubhouse.
What do you?
Yeah.
Hey, it's business.
Yeah,
it's business.
You're yes, Mr. Correa. Yes, did I miss a spot, Mr. Correa?
Mr. Correa. Here we go.
Just fucking rubbing him down. Which, by the way, he ended up on the fucking injured list from getting a massage at one point.
True.
Hey, I'm just saying, I don't think I could fill out a top 10. I couldn't. I don't feel that strongly about it.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Bregman's on the list. Tatis, who the fuck hates Tatis unless you're like a Padres fan that's angry that he got hurt on a motorcycle. Jesse Winker. Who the fuck hates Mookie Betts? Stanton, Vladdy, Baez. These are all like the most popular players in the game.
Right. These are all people that have just been wronged by their performances.
Yeah.
People
Muncy,
that have
Turner,
had their heart broken.
Yeah. I feel like these are all just like your own fans being like, what the fuck, Muncy? Yeah. What the fuck, Trevor Story?
No, I'm out on the list.
This list is like Garrett Cole being that far down. Like my tweets alone should push Garrett Cole to the top 5 at least.
Yeah.
Like how Max Scherzer is 4th and Garrett Cole is like 20th does not make a lick of sense.
I'm going to make my own list, dude. I know
make your own
most
list.
hated players are.
Yeah, you should do
Bauer, it's Machado. It's probably Josh Donaldson right now.
Yep. Altuve.
It's Garrett Cole, Altuve, and then all the Astros.
Yeah, everyone hates Garrett Cole. Who the fuck?
Yeah.
If you polled baseball fans and said, who do you hate more, Ronald Acuña Jr. or Garrett Cole? You think it's overwhelmingly Ronald Acuña Jr.? No.
Yeah, and it's also unfair if you play for the Yankees because half of your fan base hates you just because you're alive, because you're not an MVP yet, and then
it's
everyone else hates you because you're on the Yankees.
This is a bar graph, and the Garrett Cole bar is significantly smaller than the Mike Trout, Ronald Acuña Jr., Jacob deGrom bar. Who the fuck hates Jacob deGrom?
Me.
This list is bullshit. I'm off this list.
It's a bullshit list. It's a bad list. It's a bad list. I don't agree with it. I think the data is inaccurate.
No, somebody let their 3-year-old fill out this list.
What 3-year-olds are out there being like, who sucks? Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
I don't know. Some very hate-filled 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
But I want to know, can we talk about this? Joey Votto teasing retirement?
Yeah, I don't know what that tweet was all about. So someone at Fangraphs, this felt like more of a troll tweet because I feel like Joey Votto is into that now. Like he's new to social media, but he's very good at it already, which leads me to believe that he had burners and was just like waiting in the shadows for his time to come out and be like, I have a blue check account now, and I'm actually Joey Votto on here. But someone over at Fangraphs wrote a blog titled, "Is this the end for Joey Votto?" Joey Votto shared the article, and his caption to the tweet said, 5 months to go. Enjoy the show.
That could just be the season. I mean, I read that. I never thought, he's retiring.
The blog says, "Is this the end for Joey Votto?" And he said, 5 months to go. Enjoy the show.
I got 5 months to take these numbers and shove them up your fucking ass. That's what he said.
Yeah, you do.
Just hit bombs.
By the way, Joey Votto under contract next year.
He is
for
a free
$25
agent.
million.
I was going to say he's a free agent in 2024.
Yeah, he has a club option for $20 million in 2024 with a $7 million buyout. Would that be weird if the Reds bought him out? I feel like if he wants to play in 2024, you think the Reds are really going to buy him out for $7 million instead of just giving him $20 million to do a retirement season?
Yes.
No.
Do you think that they would buy him out?
Yes. The Reds?
Yeah.
The Cincinnati Reds?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But wouldn't they have already traded him by now if they wanted to? They've traded everybody but him, which is kind of sad, but because you want to see him on a winning team. But it feels like one of those things where they keep him from every. But he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they're gonna be like they can sleep at night if they don't trade Joey Votto away. They can sleep at night if the business decision is to just say, "No, sorry, Joey. Here's $7 million. We're not going to retain you." You can feel good about parting ways under those circumstances if you're the Reds.
Well, what do you think? Do you think? Go on. What are you saying?
Well, no, I was going to say I think you're aware of the backlash that you've already received as an organization. You're aware of the thoughts and the feelings of the fan base. Doing something like that would be completely tone deaf, right?
Yeah.
Not I mean, to say they wouldn't.
He's their attraction.
Right,
like,
that's it.
They're a terrible baseball team, but you buy a ticket to come see Joey Votto.
The home of Votto.
Yeah, he's been there forever. And if you're a dad, you want to take your kid to the game. It's like, I want you to, like, you may not be old enough to appreciate this yet, but I want you to someday be able to say, like, you got to see Joey Votto play baseball.
And I'm going to say this. This isn't like he very well may be playing for the next few years, and that's fine. Typically, guys don't start to open up to the social media stuff, though, until the end.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's just,
I could see that. Like I don't think it's the sign of a farewell tour, but I think it's more like, I know I'm at the end of the road here. Let me have, like, I've focused, I've been driven, I put in the work, and I put up in my opinion, and I don't know what you guys agree,
Hall of Famer?
Yeah, I think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he's a top 10 first baseman of all time. But yeah, I think he's probably just trying to smell the roses and actually enjoy himself now, instead of, I could see social media being a distraction for a player that either...
It's an outlet. It's an outlet because he knows what the season holds in front of him.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he knows what's up. Like, guy's been going at it for quite a while.
Yeah.
15, 16
social
years.
media can be a thing that, like, when you first come up, it's a distraction. When you sign a brand new contract and you're 29 years old, you can let the negative tweets get to you if you're not performing, like a Marcus Semien. But if you're Joey Votto and you've established your legacy, like if Joey Votto hits 230 with a 610 OPS for the next 3 years, like let's just say hypothetically they pick up the 24 option, the rest of this year, next year, and the year after, he hits fucking 210 with a 600 OPS. He does not damage his legacy. It's just like, hey, you fucking emptied the tank, dude. Like, it's the end of the road. It happens.
Well, and they're not looking at him going, you know what? You want to know why this happened? Because it's fucking TikTok.
Yeah.
That's why.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not why. That's
in
not
Boston,
why.
they would say that, though.
It's because Joey Votto is 38 years old.
Yeah.
And has an awful lot of black ink all over his baseball reference page.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude, like, at some point in time, the game passes you up.
Mm.
Well, he was a freaking MVP candidate last year, banged all year. I think he still has a lot left. Well, I wonder if the Reds, as good as he's been his whole career, look at that contract and say, "Oh, we shouldn't have done that," just because how cheap and just shit they've been.
Yeah.
Well, it's not about Joey Votto. It's have they been able to supplement Joey Votto?
Yeah, I mean, they probably look because they're so cheap. They're like, oh, we paid him all this money. We can't give any more contracts out. I mean, they haven't signed anybody else but him that I can remember.
Well, I mean, Joey Votto he's future Hall of Fame candidate. You got to have support around you. It can't be a one-man show.
No. But
I mean, let's be real. Like, it's just been one of those things, and this is how it works for teams. You have cornerstone players like that, and sometimes you just don't have either enough supporting cast around him, or you don't have enough on the other side of the ball, and like performances just don't line up. I mean, to think of what that lineup looked like with a Eugenio Suarez and a Jesse Winker involved with a Joey Votto there. Now you're like, oh shit, like this lineup's a little tasty.
Not anymore.
Not so much.
Even when they had Ken Griffey Jr., they couldn't win. Is that crazy? He played with Ken Griffey Jr. This guy's old.
He's old.
He's still trying to fucking fight people.
Yeah, he is. He is. What is that? Fucking Rossi was fired up. Cubs manager, former Red Sox World Series champion and World Series champion with the Chicago Cubs. Atlanta Braves great, David Ross. 2-time Atlanta Braves great, David Ross. Who was it that got hit? Patrick Wisdom. I think Wisdom took one off the forearm. Votto had been hit earlier. Rossi came out. And by the way, I don't know who the umpire was that Rossi was jawing with, but if you read the lips, he said, "Go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out of here." To Rossi. He said that because I think Rossi was saying, "Go fuck yourself," and the umpire was like, "No, you go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out of here." What a clip! We gotta pull that.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean,
I
think if you couldn't hear it, but it was very clearly what they were saying. I think if you're a manager, you have to respect and appreciate an umpire that's willing to give it back to you the same way that you gave it to them. No.
Well, in the context of things, like if you understand that it's, you're at the end of the argument and we're beyond getting anything answered, and it's just like, we're throwing barbs here. Yeah, you get yours in for sure. But and that's the thing is, if there's a legitimate question here, and it might even be kind of obvious that the umpire is in the wrong, you hate to hear it at that point in time, because the way you sort of show respect there, the way you sort of like get the acknowledgement is by not saying some shit like that. But if we're already beyond the exchange and we've said our piece, we have an understanding, and now you're just firing off, well, yeah, now I'm going to fire back too. So yeah, you got to appreciate somebody who's just like, oh yeah, well fuck me, well fuck you too.
Let's just say, let's say hypothetically, who's the most respected manager in baseball right now? Is it Buck Showalter?
Yeah, I would say
he's low on
Buck,
my list.
Dusty,
all right.
Dusty,
but
Tito.
Dusty's not gonna fire off like that. I don't think.
Francona
gets hot. I'm trying to think of
Madden
like someone
gets
older.
hot.
Who? Madden.
Yeah.
But Madden, yeah, he's more loosey-goosey than like a Bruce Bochy or someone like that. So let's just say hypothetically it's Buck Showalter. And he's going out there to argue with an umpire. And Buck Showalter says to this, let's say it's Dan Bellino, "Go fuck yourself." Is Buck Showalter a guy that you don't say "go fuck yourself" back to? Because I don't know the history between these two guys. Like David Ross was a catcher, so he's got relationships with, like, he was squatting right in front of some of these guys that he's going out there and motherfucking. So maybe there's some of that history there where it's like, yeah, like maybe Rossi got ejected in the past. I'm sure that they would have dug that up by now, though. It's been 24 hours or more. But yeah, there's some of that where you have where's Brad Ausmus now? What is he with the Oakland?
He's with us, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, like there's plenty of catchers that are in dugouts right now that I'm sure have relationships with some of these umpires that maybe they feel like they have a little bit of a longer leash because they have history. They've worked alongside each other.
Well, you talk the shit, but I mean, this is, like I said, it's all about context. Like, in what situation am I firing that arrow to an umpire? Am I telling an umpire, you know what, go fuck yourself? At that point in time, we're probably beyond any reasoning.
You're already out of the game by that point. You're not getting ejected after that. You've already been ejected if you're saying go fuck yourself.
Or whatever response you're getting. Like, we're not going to take a look at it. We're not going to take a look at it. Like, no, that's not low. That's not low. Whatever the response might be. If it's a combative response, that's when the manager might just be fed up with how things are going. Like, if it's a balls and strikes thing and you've been in his ear for fucking 3 innings, 4 innings, right? And now it's a crucial spot in the game and your guy gets rung up and now your guy's out there, John, and you run out there as a manager to protect your guy from getting thrown out because you're like, fuck it, I'll go before this guy goes. We need him. He's going to be coming up in another 2 innings, 3 innings here. I'm going to need his at bat. And that's when you're out there running your mouth and the umpire is telling you, you've been on me all night. Oh, it's been fine. It's been fine. Oh, it's been fine. You know what? Go fuck yourself. It has not been fine. You just, oh yeah, go fuck me. You're out of here. Go fuck yourself. Okay. All right. Go fuck me. Well, you know what? It's fuck you. It's fuck me. You've been fucking us all night. So fuck you. That's how that goes.
I know that it'll obviously never happen. maybe in like 30 years when all of the fans of today that aren't crusty old people, they get into positions of power and decision making. I would pay extra to like have them mic'd up, and it's like, all right, yeah, you got to prove that you're like 17 years of age to hear this, but like. They would never let us in just for like privacy reasons. Like, you don't want people hearing it. But even if it was like a show that was produced later on that you could edit, it's like, all right, yeah, I don't want to hear someone dropping a hard C in there.
You can't. Yeah.
But it's just that type of stuff, like that Noah Syndergaard video from the Chase Utley slide. That is one of like the greatest pieces of baseball footage, maybe of all time, like the asses in the jackpot. That video is one of the great, because like you never hear it unless it's a hot mic. It was almost like it was fully produced and released by MLB Advanced Media. Like, here you go. Here's what it sounds like, uncensored. You're in the huddle of like a hot manager, umpire, player situation. This is what it's like, and it was fascinating.
Billions of views.
Yeah.
Easily. And they have old videos, old clips of that. Like Earl Weaver is mic'd up.
Yeah.
Lasorda, there's like 10 videos of Lasorda just in like the 60s.
Mm-hmm. You're full of shit, Earl.
Yeah.
Shove it up your ass, Earl. Yeah. I mean, Earl Weaver, who has the record? Is it Bobby Cox for most ejections all time? Is it Bobby Cox?
Yeah. Bobby Cox.
Yeah, he's been ejected more times than you.
I love the Tommy. I think it's in a. I think it's in the play. It's in the World Series where he's the umpire's coming in. He's like, "All right, come on, Tommy, you got to make a decision." Wait, I know I got to make a decision. It's an important decision. And he's like, "What do you want me to do? I'm thinking about it. Whether or not I want to." Do I take him out, or I want to leave him in? Or do I want him?
All right, I'm going to take him in.
Bring him in, or do I want to take him out? You know what? I'm taking him in. I'm taking him in. It's just fucking classic.
Yeah.
Classic. Like that's a baseball character. You know what I mean? Like those are like, that's a dude who, like, people in Hollywood, when they figured out who Tommy Lasorda was, it's like, fuck, none of us could think about drawing this guy up. Like, nobody could come up with this guy. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't. No, you can't. Like, you can't draw that dude up.
They just don't make them like that anymore. It's too polished. It's too uniformed. Like the Tommy Lasordas of the world. Oh man,
they're all in the minors.
Well, there are way too many people that get offended by the time he ever gets a job in the big leagues.
All those guys are in the minors, dude. They're still doing that. Just fucking like Wally Backman. The clips of him, that
the army crawler.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Wally Backman all time. He got blackballed.
Yeah.
They didn't want him in baseball no more. But
you can't army crawl behind the pitcher's mound. And
that wasn't him. That
wasn't him.
That was
you remember that
other character. Yeah, that was a Braves guy, minor league Braves guy. Get him on the podcast. I forgot what his name is. There's a manager who still does the minors who has like the record for most freakouts, and who goes on for like 10 minutes.
That's a hell of a record, a minor league ejection record.
He takes his shoes off, throws them, punts them, takes some bases out. He's done the bases like 6 times. Takes it out, just starts chucking it.
I mean, after a certain point in time, we gotta call it a day, don't we?
Earl Weaver came just shy of 100 ejections. He's at 96.
Oh,
Bobby Cox, the king of ejections,
125,
162.
162. Good God, that's a season's worth of ejections. He's missed an entire season's worth of baseball.
I bet you once you get to like 150, if you're Bobby Cox, you got to be like, I kind of want to hit 162 and then just draw it right there, just to be able to say like I got ejected for an entire season over a 20. How many years did he manage? Like 30 years?
Fucking forever.
1,000 years. But there was like when he was like 1 away from breaking the record, was like, this is it. There's a guy waiting. The Guinness Book of World Records was there. They're giving his plaque.
Do you like tip your cap if you get ejected? He managed.
I need a montage of every one of his. You're out of here. You're out of here. Yeah, you're gone. You go.
I remember when he broke the record. It was like a standing ovation. Like they put it on the scoreboard. It was like he did it.
He did it. He managed from 1978 to 2010.
Damn. I mean, how long has La Russa
32
been?
years?
I feel like La Russa's that was like La Russa's first year, wasn't it? 78, something like that. 79.
Yeah. 30 is my math right? 32 years? That's a fucking long time.
He went from 78 to 81 with the Braves, 82 to 85 with the Blue Jays. So he took 5 years off and went 1990 to 2010 with the Braves again.
What a run.
What a run. 2-time World Series champ, 4-time manager of the year, got his number retired with the Atlanta Braves. Yeah. How many managers have their number retired by teams?
Yeah, not many.
Yeah, not many.
Not many. You got to be a
kind of this is off topic, and it's not on the rundown. Did you see that Marilyn Monroe documentary on Netflix?
No.
Joey?
No, have not. It's on my list.
I think we got to cancel Joe Dimaggio.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bro. Hey, easy.
That's what I'm saying.
What happened?
Hey, easy. I don't want to cancel Joe Dimaggio, but
what are you doing right now?
He, in that Marilyn Monroe documentary, the famous...
Well, did he not hold a door open? Let's not get crazy here.
Worse than that, Dallas.
Do you know the famous Marilyn Monroe movie scene where she's in New York City and standing on like the subway grate?
And it blows
and the
up
wind
her dress.
blows her skirt up.
Yeah.
She was married to Joe Dimaggio at the time, and Joe did not like that scene, took her back to the hotel, and he...
had a stern talking to?
He chucked Nux. Mm-hmm. They said like the makeup team had to like cover up bruises on her shoulders and stuff. Yeah,
man.
He could not handle Marilyn being like the sex symbol of America.
She wasn't playing the game the right way. She was not. She was disrespecting the game.
That was they got divorced. Wow. I mean, she married like 3 times. Yeah, Joe D canceled.
All those fuckers are canceled. Are you kidding? Every single one of those guys is canceled.
Yeah.
Mickey Mantle was getting fucking blowjobs in the dugout and shit.
Yeah.
You ever read that letter that he wrote?
You should probably take that up with security. Like that's, that's.
Yeah. Mickey Mantle with both knees blown out, just getting a fucking humdinger in the clubhouse.
What
in
happened
the dugout?
In the
Joey
dugout?
just said dugout. It's like, Mick,
hey,
you're on deck. I can't. She's on my dick. Like, what? No, that's not. In the dugout?
Dude, we should find that letter and read it right now.
There's no chance. What?
He wrote a letter.
You can't just
not
go
in the
saying
dugout.
shit like this.
Look at the letter. The letter is the funniest thing you'll ever read.
Yeah, he's
they
like
they invited him back
for a kiss. And he's like,
something.
I'm not kissing no cocksucker.
Yeah.
No, listen. I just hold. Mickey Mantle is not what?
Mickey
Blowy's
Mantle
in the dugout?
Yeah,
It
you
wasn't
didn't
a
know
dugout.
this? Dallas, I
wasn't.
thought you were joking. Mickey Mantle blowjob. I hope a video doesn't come up. That'd be startling.
The Yankees invited him back to something, or there was some invitation that he didn't want to go to. So he wrote a letter back to them, or they asked him what was his most memorable time playing for the Yankees. He was pissed at them, so he wrote this detailed letter of getting sucked off.
Hubs wrote this. Just a quick reminder that Mickey Mantle was quite possibly the most savage human being to ever walk the earth. Here's the letter.
Yeah.
Dear Mickey, as you probably know, 1973 marks the 50th anniversary of Yankee Stadium. We were going to have a season-long golden anniversary celebration. We hope to mark the occasion on our Old Timers Day, Saturday, August 11th, as well as individual time dates during the season. We thought it would be interesting to learn from you what you consider your outstanding event at Yankee Stadium. In many cases, the answer is obvious, but because we are writing a large number of your former teammates, we are asking you to answer this question for us. 1973 will be the final season at Yankee Stadium as we know it. We will be located at Shea in 1974 and 75, while Yankee Stadium is completely rebuilt and reopened in 1976. Thank you for your cooperation. We are looking forward to seeing you in 1973 and wish you a happy holiday season. And then he wrote back, I got a blowjob under the right field bleachers by the Yankee bullpen. It was about the third or the fourth inning. I had pulled a groin and couldn't fuck at the time. She was a very nice girl and asked me what to do with the cum after I came in her mouth. I said, don't ask me. I'm no cocksucker. Signed, Mickey Mantle.
Okay. That is very different than getting a blowjob in the dugout.
I mean, it's pretty close.
Not really at all. Not really at all.
In the right field bleachers by the bullpen.
Under the bleachers. Gentlemen, things like that go down far more often than the general public is privy to. Okay?
Let's go.
I'll
Drop
say
names.
that much. And oh, yeah, you got to understand the visual I had. Mickey Mantle, dugout, a couple teammates to his left, and then there's just this young lady in between his legs. There's fucking national television cameras going on, and it's top of the third, nobody out. We got Mickey in the hole. It looks like he's got his dick in a hole actually right now. We take a closer look here. What? No, that's not fucking happening. That's why when you said dugout, I have this insane visual of come on.
What a great line. I said, don't ask me. I'm no cocksucker.
They don't make them like they used to, boys.
They really don't.
Yankees legends.
He wrote it. He wrote this, hand wrote this, and signed his name and sent it back to the Yankees.
Yeah, that's that right there is fucking top tier. That is
the Mick.
Zero fucks given.
That's we talked about that on the old show. One of my favorite books was a Mickey Mantle book. Was it the Last Boy?
Yeah, it's one that's got the picture of him on crutches in the middle of the book with all of the.
I've seen a bunch of different covers for that book. Mickey,
all the injuries highlighted.
Mickey Mantle, The Last Boy. No, it's just a picture. It's Jane Levy. It's just a picture of the Mick on the cover.
Oh.
Yeah, if you're a baseball fan. It's sad, but probably my favorite non-Red Sox baseball book. Check it out. Well, that was a nice little journey off the timeline. Josh Donaldson released a statement today. Basically, I mean, the moral of that is that he apologized to Jackie Robinson's family for kind of like dragging them into this. I'm sure they probably didn't want fucking reporters reaching out to them being like, what the fuck is this? Right. And why are you contacting us about what we think about this? But yeah, I mean, you know, with the Donaldson situation, I still think that there's like a little bit of context missing, but he gets the 1-game suspension. And the way that MLB kind of worded it, because what we talked about in the last episode was if he gets a suspension, doesn't that kind of confirm that they think it was racist? We've heard Tony La Russa say that it's racist. Joe Kelly, I believe, also said it was racist. What I found interesting in the fallout was Liam Hendriks. And we talked about how he said, you know, oh, it's bullshit, whatever. But he kind of expanded because they were former teammates in Toronto. I forgot about that. Mm-hmm. And Liam was like, yeah, like I asked around, like before I said anything publicly, I asked around in every clubhouse that he's ever been in. And he doesn't have a lot of like, you know, teammates that were big fans of his, which was to me, like, I'm not going to say like that I would know better, but that's kind of like not the representation that I thought existed. Like it never came back to me that Josh Donaldson was like a not popular guy in the clubhouse. In Minnesota, I get it because last year was when Donaldson was like, I have all the spin rate data. I have all the videos catching guys using sticky shit. And then I'm sure that there were pitchers on the Twins that were like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you're going to expose the league. You're going to expose us too, your own teammates. And I don't think he gave a fuck because I think he was pretty fed up at that point of having to step into the batter's box and face these dudes blowing 99, but they were using spider tack and making it even more impossible to hit. So I get if he was not super popular in the Twins clubhouse, but it wasn't my impression that he wasn't popular in Toronto or Oakland, and Toronto was the team that he shared a clubhouse with Liam Hendriks. So it would seem that that's the case.
I think the context too that was missing is kind of what Liam Hendriks was talking about, right? Whether or not this was a quote unquote inside joke, because just the very phrase there implies that we are on some sort of terms that, you know, there's a comical back and forth, a comical exchange would land safely, would be okay. And if you're just not on those kind of terms with somebody to make a statement like that, you can understand why it would be received the way it was received. So I think that's the context that you and I, Jared, last time were talking about. Like,
we had the same reaction as Aaron Judge, basically, where it was like, I don't think that he was trying to be racist, but it was ill-advised to say it in that moment.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, I it's just one of those situations where the league has done what they've done in terms of suspension, in terms of punishment, 1 game. I said last week that I felt like if this was going to be dragged out and blah, 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 then they needed to really take this opportunity to try to further the understanding of why things like this don't have a place in a game, whether you're joking or not joking. Like, and if they feel like everything has been satisfied and both parties are in a position to move on, then who are you, I, or anyone else to continue to try to make it a thing?
Yeah. Did you see what Tim Anderson said yesterday?
I did not.
He was saying that Donaldson said that in 2019.
And yeah.
And Tim was like, don't fucking say that. Like, don't even talk to me.
Yeah. So that's the context that I'm talking about is it was addressed. Tim Anderson said, yeah, like, we're good. We don't need to have that exchange. We don't need to have that conversation. So then for it to be said again, you can understand why it was deemed inappropriate. You can understand why it fell the way it fell with Tim.
Yeah. Well, hopefully everyone can just move on from it. I think I would imagine Josh doesn't feel great about it. it was, I don't know. It was a very weird situation. Again, like I've said before, I think it was stupid just to say that, knowing that, hey, he's not a huge fan of you right now. But it is again, unfortunate that like Jackie Robinson's family is probably like, what the why are we getting hit up by reporters now because of this?
Right. Like what the fuck is going on where we're being asked questions about Jackie Robinson for any reason other than being the human being and the impactful dude he was for the game of baseball. So yeah, to your point about it, if everybody's good with it, if everybody's in a spot where you can move on, then okay, move on. Who are we to drag anything out? But if, I do feel like there was an opportunity here to really kind of help matters, especially in the game. But you know what? If it's just not the time, or if it's not as big as it could have been, then all good. I guess even better.
Yeah. All right. Joc Pederson. I mean, I think the big part of this story that's getting overlooked or not talked about enough is he talked to Barry Bonds before that game. He had a conversation with Barry and then goes out there and hits 3 bombs. And in addition to hitting 3 homers, had the game tying knock in the 9th inning in a game that the Giants would go on to walk off, and then followed that up with another bomb the next day, which was yesterday.
He said it was probably the most important and impactful hitting conversation he's ever had.
So what was it like? He told him what cycle to use or something?
Whoa.
I'm just messing around,
Joseph.
Man. Joc is clean. You know, some things you just don't bring up that kind of stuff around ball players. That's just bad form by me. That's a sensitive issue in the community with steroids, and I apologize.
Joc, that's what it takes. Or sometimes that's all it can take, is to have a conversation with somebody that something just unlocks. Oh, you know how incredible that is?
Like, what do you think? Like, did he give any public details about what the conversation was? Like, how do you just be like, hey, so you just go up there and you just fucking crush homers into the San Francisco Bay, McCovey's Cove. Like, that's all you got to do. And then Joc was like, you're right, Barry. That is all you got to do. And he just goes up there and waffles 3 homers.
I mean, sometimes it's just a matter of whether it's terminology or, a certain cue, or just looking at things from a different perspective. Because sometimes when you're in a funk or things aren't going well, you're just so paralyzed by your own analysis of what you're not doing correctly. And you're trying to put a puzzle together, and you feel like as much as you want, you got a 200-piece puzzle and you only got 199 pieces. Sometimes it feels like you only got 190. Like, fuck, I don't even have the corners to this thing. I have no idea what's going on. You feel completely lost. And a conversation can result in, like, digging through the couch cushions and finding those missing pieces of the puzzle. And now you're like, oh, wow, boom, there it is. Wow, thank you. It just took somebody coming along to help you, to, like, kind of redirect you. Like, oh, shit, okay. Give you some different perspective.
Yeah, and I think Joc was already fucking, I mean, what is his, he's killing it this year, right? He's killing it.
He was. I don't know that he's like, let me see.
He's been hurt, but I think he's fucking bomb after bomb. Joc's a beast. Which is funny because doesn't Barry Bonds have like a kind of a reputation when he was in Miami of being like a bad hitting coach, at least according to, who was that? David Sampson, like the GM, president of the Marlins, was like worst hitting coach I've ever had.
Buddy, I'm not listening to a single solitary front office member over the players that I know who have worked with Barry, players that I know who have played with Barry. Yeah, no,
he's got a good reputation for that. Like, he's a good people.
Yeah.
936 OPS for Joc.
Beast. Yeah, and Yelich said the same shit about him, that he was like, he like credits Barry Bonds for like him breaking out.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And like, it's funny because like when we talked to Yelly, I mean, when we first were talking to Yelly, and because that was one of the conversations we had with Yelly at the very beginning of our friendship relationship, because I was working out at UCLA and Yelly was out there at UCLA with Barry, out there with Dexter Fowler, and so out there with fucking Giancarlo Stanton. So all those dudes are out there in the cage with Barry out at UCLA grinding around, and like you talk to them and they're like, yeah, what's great is he can speak to you like the Hall of Famer that he is and just be like, why can't you be good? Like, just be better than you are. But then he also understands, like, I know you can't just do that. So here's me breaking down my process. Here's my outlook on things. Here's how I got into position to hit the ball in different places.
Yeah, Yelly and Barry are still close from what I understand. And then he told us that story about when Yelich won the MVP in 2018 and Barry called him up to congratulate him. He's like, congratulations, amazing season, blah, blah, blah. Christian Yelich, thank you very much. Like, it's an honor. And then Barry's like, let me know when you get 7, bitch. And hung up.
So good. So good. But see, when you got a dude like that who is on that level, but also gets it to that extent, like, you're going to listen when that dude pulls you aside or just starts talking hitting. You're going to open up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was raised by a major leaguer and Willie Mays.
Come on. Yeah.
That
Willie
doesn't
Mays
hurt.
is his fucking godfather. Jesus.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt.
Yeah. The Yankees have been bitten by the injury bug a little bit here. Stanton is on the injured list. It says right calf strain, but I want to say that Aaron Boone corrected it and said it was like ankle inflammation. Jonathan Loizaga, right shoulder inflammation. Chapman goes on the injured list with left Achilles tendonitis. Donaldson, Higashioka, and Gallo were on the COVID IL. Chad Green getting clipped for TJ. So they've had their struggles. They're now in it, and I know that who was it? Was it Judge or Stanton? I think it might have been. No, I think it might have been Cole. Yeah, I think it was Cole after his last start against Baltimore, where he gave up 5 earned runs. He was talking about, like every team has their struggles and needs to face adversity, and this is ours. Maybe we turn it around tomorrow, maybe we turn it around next week, but we'll turn it around, and they will. I mean, it's like those are a lot of names that are on that list. Those are very talented.
Turn what around? The Yankees have the most wins in fucking baseball.
That's what I'm saying, though. But they like hit a little skid where they lost 3 straight at the time, and it was right in the midst of everyone kind of getting hurt.
Yeah, well, I mean,
if losing 3 straight is the biggest adversity that you face in a single season, like they'll be all right.
That's a nothing burger.
Yeah, everyone was like, even Cole said like, no one feels bad for us. Like, yeah, no shit, dude.
No,
no.
Yeah, no one feels bad for him, and it's nothing to worry about. 3 fucking ball. Come on, nothing to worry about. Especially with the Blue Jays struggling the way that they are. Like, hey, Red Sox can play all the good baseball they want. They may have dug a hole that they might not be able to get out of.
Mm-hmm.
If the Yankees continue to play baseball the way they are, like, it's going to take rattling off a 15-game win streak.
However, it could be like a reverse.
It can't be done.
It could be like a reverse fire up the boys situation with Donaldson. That could tear him apart and destroy him from the inside. Or
this whole incident,
this whole controversy where like you have a teammate where you can't like publicly defend him or really even be on his side, really. Yeah,
the one thing that's I think you automatically just appeal the suspension, like out of I don't know, out of your ability to do so. It's 1 game. It's almost like it's probably going to stand. Just sew that one on and move along, as to not be that distraction. But I don't see it. I don't see it carrying over or being a huge issue.
Mm.
Or Joe Kelly got in their heads. He could dismantle them from the inside.
From the inside. I mean, I don't know what type of relationship, if any, Joe Kelly has with Aaron Hicks, but he was absolutely ruthless with not only picking him off.
Oh, but then just laughing at him, basically?
Laughing at him and then saying what he said. And then he doubled down and went on some radio station, I think, and publicly told everyone what he said to Aaron Hicks after he picked him off. And he was like, "Atta baby, you're a fucking stud out there." Like, he was like taunting him.
Oh,
like,
man.
Those are fun. And like Aaron Hicks was kind of just like looking up at the sky, like, God damn it, like embarrassed at the moment. And obviously he hasn't been performing well. He hasn't been hitting well this year. So in that spot, you can't get picked off. Like, you've been absolutely useless. And then you got Joe Kelly just chirping your ear off. I would like to think that maybe they were friends or something if he's going to absolutely hammer him like that. But even if I was friends with someone and I picked them off, I would do that to someone that I know is like, all right, you're still hitting fucking 290 with an 800 OPS. Like, I can chirp you for picking you off. This guy is having a hell of a year in the wrong direction. And you're just making him feel even worse when you have the entire Yankee Stadium booing you for getting picked off. And now I got Joe Kelly talking shit on top of that.
That's fucking great. I had, it's so good. Kevin Franzen was with the Angels at the time. And I mean, I love Franny. Franny's my boy.
He's the best. My dad loves him. They fucking, after one of the playoff games last year, he was, I don't know, because he's doing the Phillies broadcast. I don't know why he would have been in Boston for the Astros series, but him and my dad like fucking hit it off. They were talking for like 45 minutes after the game.
Yeah, Franny's great. But Franny comes up, and I mean, we're basically talking shit to each other the entire at bat. And he gets a fucking hit, and the ball doesn't even leave the fucking infield. It's a fucking squibber over to like between first and second, just an absolute fucking just a wet noodle. And he's over at first base, and I'm telling him, like, after I get the ball back, I'm yelling at him, I'm going to pick you off. I'm going to pick you off. I'm going to pick you off. And he's laughing. All right, motherfucker, keep talking. I get up on the mound. He took his lead, and you bet your ass, snapped over there. Boom, got him.
Did you really?
See ya. Picked him off. Oh yeah, fucking picked him off, and just started dying laughing on the mound. And the next day, they got him out there doing fucking early base running.
Oh my god!
No.
No, shot.
Oh yeah, so good.
I thought that story was going to go that you like fucking threw over to first and he just swiped second on you.
Oh, no chance. Come on.
I mean, I will say this. Dallas does have one of the better pickoff moves of like the last 20 years.
Oh, I mean, Joey, pull it up. Pull up me fucking snap picking Derek Jeter.
Oh.
Got your
you picked
boy
off
Jeets.
Derek Jeter?
Yeah. Oh, it was great because
how many career pickoffs did you have?
I don't know.
I know there was a lot of traffic, a lot of opportunity to pick guys off, but most of them
ton of opportunity,
second, a lot of damage.
That's what I told Greg Smith, because Greg Smith, when he was with us, when we were teammates, like we were talking about who would end up with more pickoffs at the end of the year, and I would tell him, "It's like, Smitty, you have way more opportunities with runners over at first. My guys either stop at second or just keep running. Nobody's stopping at first.
I feel like it doesn't on Baseball Reference. They don't keep track of pickoffs, do they?
No, I don't know.
They did. You'd be in the Hall of Fame, Dallas. You'd be up there. That has to be one of the most embarrassing things to do on the baseball fields, get picked off. Underrated, embarrassing thing to happen.
And I used to like see, this is where you got to talk to the first baseman. Like Derek Barton would be a lovely interview to ask about that kind of shit, because I was out there to embarrass you with the pickoff move. Like I had a full routine that I would go through to the point where I would fuck with you and you would fall down or you would dive back to the bag. I'd have no ball in my hand and I would show you that I have no ball in my hand. And then I would fake like I'm going to throw over to first, and guys would dive back. And everybody, and this is the best part, is people in the stands, they could see what was happening. And I was doing this in college, and they would fucking dive back and people would laugh because I have no ball in my hand. And then I'd instantly boom. As soon as they're on the dirt, I engage the rubber, get my sign, and pitch. And countless times, I'm delivering a pitch with a guy either still laying on the dirt or like just getting up, dusting himself off, or like standing on first base. I can't tell you how many times I've delivered pitches with guys just fucking like clueless as to what's going on over at first base. Fucking clueless. And so after I would fake over with no ball, then they see I have no ball in my hand. Well, I would step off the rubber again and put the ball in my hand. And they're going to get off. And now they see I have the ball in my hand. And I would just give them a little fake and they fucking dive back hard again. And now I'm in the rubber again. And now they're going to jump off because they're pissed off now because they've just gotten embarrassed twice. And I haven't picked over at all. So now they shuffle off quickly and I have them all timed up because hitters are fucking stupid. So they get out there and boom, boom, they take their 2 quick steps and then they're going to take one more big step. And I just wait for that one big step. And as soon as they lift that front foot, they're fucking done. Fired over there and you just watch them. You can watch their eyes get big and then start to track the ball to the first baseman, knowing full well they don't have a foot to push off of, and they know they're fucked. And they're just watching that ball go to first base like, well, that was fun. I just got completely fucking embarrassed.
Yeah. Do you ever get when you're on the mound and you're doing pickoffs on the road and they're getting booed? Does that get in your head? Because that would fuck with me. I would totally like. I'll just pitch it. Sorry, guys.
No, absolutely
sorry,
not.
guys.
No, that's part of the whole like. See, and like for me, because very rarely would I pick off with the leg lift. I was like, if I was going to get you, which I was going to get you, it was with a snap move. If I ever went leg lift and deked you were going to end up with your foot on first base. Like I picked over one time against Andrew Jones. He did not leave the bag. He stood on the bag on first base. Like I came set, he was standing on first base. Wouldn't get off the bag. Wanted no part of it. Little shit like that.
We're gonna make a compilation, Dallas Braden pickoff compilation.
Did you find the Jeter one, Joey?
No, I looked up Dallas Braden pickoffs. I got nothing.
Oh, you got what?
I see perfect games, A-Rod beefs. Freaking, I see a fake pitch or freaking. What is it? First pitch fake.
There's got to be someone that listens to this podcast that works for the league or has access to like the digital archives that would allow us to kind of get in there and get some Dallas highlights that maybe just aren't sitting on the top results for YouTube.
I'm telling you, we ran the highlight of the play that I made in Tampa, diving for a ball off the mound, and players the next day came up and were like, bro, had no idea. Had no idea. I was like, you goddamn right.
What the year?
Don't fucking sleep. Don't sleep on it.
Yeah. Full-blown athlete. I want to give a little love to Bryce Harper. I mean, Bryce Harper, it was only one dickhead, but I had one dickhead be like, bro, you don't need, because I started off my tweet with Bryce Harper has a torn UCL. Since April 27th, he's 5th in the majors in average, 377, 2nd in slugging, 765, 3rd in OPS, 1178, and 2nd in extra base hits. And because I started the tweet with Bryce Harper has a torn UCL, yeah, the one dickhead being like, you don't need your UCL to hit, dude. Like, yeah, I know. That's because he's doing it. But I can't imagine. I don't know this. Maybe you do, Dallas. If you have a torn UCL, like you can, that still hurts, right?
Well, it's all pressure sensitive. Like when
if you throw, it's in his right arm. So if he's throwing, that's going to hurt / cause it to tear more. He can still swing, but I would imagine that there's still some sort of pain or discomfort in doing it.
No, yeah, but like, so the idea is the pressure that is applied to your fingertips when gripping and releasing the baseball. That's the pressure that ends up engaging the tendons, and that's the stuff that hurts. That's where the weakness is generated, is you can't stabilize anything. So when you're not doing that, which he's not doing, and you got to think about his right hand as a right-handed or as a left-handed hitter, like that's on the bottom. That's his pull hand.
Right.
So it's not about like pressure off the fingertip per se. It's a completely different engagement, a muscle group.
Well, either way, how do you think that this ends? Like, eventually he's going to have to get that. He can't just DH the rest of his career. Eventually he's going to have to decide which year he wants to miss to repair that fucking elbow.
They already did. Didn't they already do it? Didn't they already get a surgery? Do something? He missed a couple of days because they did a procedure.
What the fuck
PRP.
did they do?
PRP,
Oh, yeah,
I think.
Yeah. What is that? Fucking stem cells?
Yes. Platelet-rich plasma injection. It's not
Which
stem
hurts.
cell. It kind of is. Basically is.
Yeah. It hurts like a motherfucker from what I've been told. Did you have it done, Dallas?
Yeah, I had it done.
Yeah, I had it done. It didn't hurt that bad. Like, I've had other people tell me that it hurt really bad, but I got it done too. I didn't even fucking
Took
feel
that
it.
shit.
Yeah.
Took that shit. No big deal.
Stockton 209, baby. I didn't
No
feel a fucking
drugs.
thing. Yeah.
Did on my lunch break.
I took
bro.
that shit raw dog. Played the next day through a fucking complete game against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Simple
What I
shit,
did.
bro.
Yeah. Stockton, baby.
Simple shit.
Yeah.
It's where the men
209.
are made of iron.
Yeah.
The
I got
ships are
a-
made of wood.
I got a hot take for you.
What is it?
Oh,
You want to hear this hot take? Bryce Harper is hurting the team by playing right now.
Oh,
wow.
Because that's how fucking bad they are in the outfield. Now that he can't play the outfield. I don't know
Nick
if that makes any
Castellanos
sense.
not known for his defense. I mean, that
Schwarber.
play against the Braves where Dansby Swanson was on first base, attempts to steal. Real Muto fires one down to second base. Ball goes through two middle infielders and the center fielder to the wall. Dansby Swanson scores from first base on a stolen base attempt before, maybe 30 seconds before, I believe it was Austin Riley hit a fucking moon bomb.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was going to actually, we don't have the capability. We have the equipment. We do not at this time have the capability. I don't know how to fucking use this thing, but we're going to be able to like open up the voice lines. Like people can like call into the show. At some point, we're going to have a Phillies therapy session where just, if you're a Phillies fan, call in, let it rip, and we'll give you the stage. I feel like it's not even like a mocking, like, oh, I feel bad for you. Like, I genuinely, I don't know how, like, I would say last night, I probably got 24 Phillies fans saying that they shut the game off. Like, they can't watch. Like, they're already at that point in May where they've had so many crushing defeats, not just defeats, but like kicking the balls defeats where they just have turned the game off. And I don't know what their intentions are. It's a sickness. Being a baseball fan is a sickness. They'll be back. They will watch the Phillies again this year. But I can understand turning the game off halfway through, being like, I can't do this shit tonight.
Yeah, and it's way worse with what the Phillies are doing. And I don't actually think that Bryce Harper is hurting by playing, obviously. He's their best hitter.
Oh, you
but
said it.
I did say it. Well, I stand by it, but I don't believe it. But I do stand by it. It's just that because they lose by defense and bullpen, which is the two ways. That's just the most frustrating way to lose. And I tweeted that and people were like, oh, well, try liking the Mariners. But it's way worse to be the Phillies fan. Like 2 nights ago when they just fucking fucked up a Acuna fly ball. They got the lead. A heroic Bryce Harper put the team on his back. 2-run bomb. I mean, I quit the season right there as a Braves fan. Was like, it's over. No, I'm not going to watch anymore. Then it's like you go to the bottom. First hitter. I forgot what happened. Double. Acuna pop up. Dropped it. They score. Tie game. Next hitter. Single. Game's over. Like that. And that's probably the 5th time that's happened in the last like 2 weeks to the Phils.
Just a rough stretch right now. Just a little bit of a rough stretch.
Yeah, the defense.
It's all right. You can't lose. Like you feel like those kind of ball games, though. Like, if they're going to happen, let them happen now. Where you still feel like there's enough meat on the bone to teams that are experiencing struggles like that are just a hot streak away from forgetting all about moments like this. That's it.
Yeah,
just
but
a 7 or 8 game win streak away.
But the Phillies are different because people have been saying this before the season started the past 3 years as well. Like, it's the bullpen, it's the defense. They suck. So if you keep losing because of that, every other team, it's like, oh, I'll turn up. But the Phillies, it's like, we know this is always happens. Like, it's the team that you can't expect it to get any better.
Yeah, it's not an ideal situation right now for the Phils. If you can't lock it down late in the ball game and you can't play defense, those are two things that absolutely have to happen to win baseball games. You got to take care of the baseball. Must play catch.
Breaking news, Dallas.
Oh?
We might have an opportunity for you. This is from Mark Feinsand. Covers Major League Baseball, I believe, for MLB.com. The Mets have announced that Daryl Strawberry will attend Old Timers Day on August 27th, suiting up in a Mets uniform for the first time in 32 years. Due to his knee and shoulder issues, however, Strawberry said he will not play in the game. So he's weakened up for you, and we know where he's going to be and when he's going to be there. You have, I don't know, May, June, July, August. You have 3 months almost on the dot to train and beat the fucking shit out of this guy.
You know who I am now, Daryl?
You
have 3 months to train.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great. I can't. Do the A's go to Citi Field? Do we? I feel like we do.
Imagine if the A's are playing that day.
I feel like, what day is it?
August 27th.
August 27th. I mean, that would just be too perfect. That would just be too perfect. Let me look at the schedule here.
What would you do, Dallas, if you ran into Strawberry?
Yeah.
What would you say?
Oh, we're gonna, yeah.
It's on site.
Introduce myself.
It's on site,
introduce
bitch.
Myself.
It's the Rockies. August 27th, Mets Rockies.
Okay.
What would the vibes be like? Would it be like, good?
Dallas has a way, and I won't name any names, but Dallas has a way of letting you know that he fucking hates you while talking to you kindly in a way. There's been some showdowns where, like, if Dallas hits you with a "my friend," he ain't your friend. If he, instead of addressing you by your name, he was like, "Hey, Joey, I really like you, blah blah blah. It's good to see you." If Dallas is like, "Yes, my friend," and let me just say this one thing here, my friend. If he hits you with the "my friend," you should fucking get out of there. That's a fact.
Hey, you can get some dirt on Strawberry.
What's that?
You could get some dirt on Strawberry. You got time to prepare.
I feel like Daryl Strawberry has probably made his own dirt public by now. Like, he's done like autobiographies and tell-alls.
Let Daryl enjoy strapping on the fucking pinstripes again, and that's good. Good for him.
Yeah, it is what it is. But that's just a little Dallas inside info for you. That's when you know it's about to be bad. A couple more things before we get out of here.
Before we get out of here, this is what we need to talk about before we get the fuck out of here.
What are we talking about?
Paul motherfucking Goldschmidt.
Oh, yeah.
That's who we need to be talking about. Paul motherfucking Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
Because the dude...
Here are the numbers. Here are the numbers, Dallas. Paul Goldschmidt in April. 282 with a 728 OPS. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
That's not
just
bad.
Not Goldie. Not this.
That's not Goldie. But 282, 728, that's not bad. We'll take that.
No,
but in the month of May, Dallas, in the month of May,
the fuck up. Turn it up.
Paul Goldschmidt,
it's
402 batting average, first in the National League. 462 on base, first in the National League. A 768 slug, second in Major League Baseball, which I believe is second to Bryce Harper. And a 1231 OPS, second in Major League Baseball. 18 extra base hits, first in the majors.
Unbelievable. It's been unbelievable for Paul Goldschmidt. And I know that Nolan Arenado came out of the gate just in fuego. Super hot. That's great. They need that. But we're talking about Paul motherfucking Goldschmidt here. That's the work that he's done in May. That just May. Over the last 30 days, numbers look very similar. That's 98 at bats, slashing 398, 455, 735 with an OPS north of 1100. He's got 12 doubles, 28 RBI in that span as well. this dude it's like we're getting vintage Goldie right now. The dude is a weapon. He's bat to ball with power. Like, this is a guy who easily, if he gets hot, you talk about carrying an offense. This is a guy who could carry an offense. This is a dude who could absolutely put a club on his back and say, let's roll for the next month. He could do that.
What about Nolan Arenado?
What about him?
If they were like an MVP race, you putting your money on Goldie? Because, I mean, they basically flip-flopped months. Like, Nolan had an amazing April.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've got the amazing May from Goldie here. I actually, I woke up to, it was an accidental text. Wait, hold on. May 1st to May 24th. Nolan Arenado, yeah, he's had a tough May. 214 with a 697 OPS in May. And that's coming off in April where he hit 375 with an 1125 OPS.
That's not great.
So they basically just flip-flopped.
Yeah. Goldie has done a phenomenal job this season of cutting down the strikeout. Like 18%, 19% strikeout rate, which is the lowest of his career. I would say, I think by far, actually. I'm trying to think of what else I was looking at for Goldie. It's just been fucking. I mean, it's just been it's good to see because of, like you said, him and Nolan flip-flopping months. I don't want to say it was a cold start, but the things that get you kind of like, because what was it? 2 years ago, we were having the conversation about Paul Goldschmidt and whether or not he just 2-3 years ago, like, can the guy hit 95 mile an hour fastballs anymore?
Yeah. I think that was 19.
So yeah, so 2 years ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, question's been answered for quite a while.
Look at him go. Look at him go.
He's a beast. You know who you're forgetting from the squad is Tommy Edman, leads the team in WAR.
Yeah, Tommy Edman has been special. He has been special.
And I think the Cardinals in general are like low key one of the most just like exciting teams to watch. Like, just the storylines with the old guys, with the boppers, Albert Pujols chasing 700, still popping off, picks his spots, but when he gets his spots, he's having a good year.
Yeah,
when he plays.
St. Louis Cardinals 3.5 games back of my Milwaukee Brewers, but they do lead the NL Central in run differential. I actually had some Brewers fans be like, when the hell are you going to start talking about the Brewers on Baseball is Dead? And I mean, they've just been like slow and steady. There haven't been any like major Brewers storylines this year.
Well, Peralta is like bad injury.
That's a storyline. Freddie Peralta going to be down.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to plug somebody in there. Going to have to plug somebody in there because with the Redbirds starting to chirp a little, chirp just a little.
That was a pretty exciting series. Brewers Padres. That was a fun one. Those are two pretty evenly matched teams that would make for a fun postseason series. That series was in San Diego over the when was that? Was that over the weekend?
That just happened.
Yeah, it just happened. I can't remember if it was to start the week
yesterday.
Unless
they're
the Padres, man. I mean, dude, the fucking Padres are quietly keeping pace with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Light a Fernando Tatis.
They're a game and a half back, and the San Diego Padres have the 5th best record in baseball. They have a better record than the Mets. There's a lot of love for the Mets, and there should be. The Mets are having a great year. That was a tough series against San Francisco. Coming all the way back. I know we talked about like the Jock game as itself, but we didn't talk about it from the Mets perspective. They were losing 8-2, came back, tied it,
Punch back.
Took the lead. Edwin Diaz blows a save, walk off for the Giants. I mean, to come all the way back only to lose is devastating. And then to follow it up with a day game after a night game and get blown out of the water. Yeah. That's a tough back-to-back. But because of those back-to-back losses, actually, no, because the Padres have also lost 2 straight anyway. But the Padres have a better winning percentage. They're tied in terms of games back, but the Padres have the better winning percentage right now than the Mets. Then you have my Milwaukee Brewers, identical record with the San Diego Padres, the Houston Astros, and the Doyers, and then the Yankees at the top spot. I had this Mike Trout tweet from Evan Grant last night. Last night, Mike Trout went 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts.
Again?
How many times has he done that in his career, do you think?
I'm going to say 4 times.
Joey?
3 times.
Mike Trout has played in 1,328 Major League games. And he has gone 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts 5 times. Damn. And he's had a grand total of 8 4-strikeout games total.
8. 4 strikeout, not 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts, 5. 4 strikeouts in general, 8. Yep.
That's not bad.
You can make the case that Mike Trout's pretty good at baseball.
He's been all right.
Yeah. According to the study, everybody hates him, though.
Oh, yeah, dude. The guy,
imagine that. The game's best player. Is he in the top 10 of most hated players in baseball?
Oh, he's so cocky.
Let's see. He is the
that shows you the integrity in that list there.
He is the 8th most hated player in baseball according to this list.
Out of here.
Yeah.
He's so annoying like when he talks about the weather, so bad. So cringe. Mike Trout, like overrated.
Juan Soto's on this list. Who the fuck hates? I don't know one person that hates Juan Soto.
Dude,
I think like this list was designed to be hated. It was just like, let's take the most popular players and we'll put them on the most hated list and see what people say about it. I bet they hate it.
They just searched hate and typed in a name and we're like, all right, this is what we got.
Like, I bet you that like Max Scherzer is 4th on this list. They probably just, the algorithm probably picked up like, I hate that Max Scherzer is not on my team.
Yeah, right. I hate that we did nothing to get Max Scherzer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hate Max Scherzer hates getting taken out early.
Yeah. I mean, Carlos Correa being 5th. Like every time that he hits a home run, I caption it, I fucking hate Carlos Correa. That makes sense.
There you go.
But again, I don't hate him anymore.
Yeah, right. Just a little.
I mean, I just strongly dislike. The thing about Carlos Correa, it's not that he did anything. It's just that I have had personal growth, Dallas.
Well, that's a better way to look at it, I think.
Yeah.
Because I would hate to credit him for something that he doesn't deserve credit for.
Sure.
That's not how we roll.
I want to give credit to SeatGeek. Because I'll be using it tomorrow night to go to Fenway Park.
Oh.
You just got to brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? And if not, then it's time to start using SeatGeek. I'm actually torn because the Celtics have a chance to clinch the conference finals and go to the NBA finals tomorrow night. But I haven't missed a Red Sox home Friday in probably since like 2014 was the last time I haven't been. In fucking years, dude. You kidding me, kid? Maybe I'll just go for BP and then head on over to the Celtics because I'm gonna have a media pass for the Red Sox game. But if I want to go to the Celtics game, I'm not gonna use SeatGeek.
Well, you should use SeatGeek. I tell you right now, I'm gonna use SeatGeek. I've got a couple of friends coming into town for this for a series we got coming up here soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, just they've made it a special request. You talk about pleas and tushies, that SeatGeek is definitely the way to go. So I'll be logging into SeatGeek.
Yeah, you will. SeatGeek is so beloved by butts everywhere that they've made it the highest rated ticketing app. Whether it's concerts, baseball, basketball, football, festivals, or anything else, SeatGeek puts tickets from all over the web in one place to make buying simple. SeatGeek rates every ticket from 0 to 10 to make sure that you're getting a good deal. Green means good and red means bad. And you can get $20 off your first purchase with the promo code Jared. That is JARED.
Gerard?
At SeatGeek.com or on the SeatGeek app. That is promo code Jared for $20 off your first SeatGeek order. SeatGeek, get your seat in a seat and download the app today. There's one more thing I wanted to hit on, unless you guys had anything else before we get the fuck out of here.
I just wanted to say this. Vlad Jr. hit his first extra base hit since May 5th.
What the fuck?
Or the night before last.
I saw someone wrote a column. The title is something like the book is finally out on Vlady Jr. I didn't realize that he was struggling that hard.
He's not.
Yeah, it's not been great. Holy shit. Hold on. I just saw this.
What?
I don't know if this is breaking news. It's probably not breaking news.
What is it?
What the fuck?
What?
Ray Liotta?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That happened before we came on the air.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. R.I.P. Ray Liotta. On April 25th, Vladdy was hitting .344 with a 1023 OPS. That was through the first 17 games of the season. Over the last 25 games, in which the Toronto Blue Jays are 11-14, not good, Vlady Jr. is hitting .209 with a 657 OPS. 2 doubles, 3 homers, 10 runs driven in.
Yeah. And you know what I found interesting? Just taking a look at the way that Vladdy has been attacked and the way that the game is evolving, because the game is constantly evolving. Even when you feel like you're in a certain state and you're like, all right, this is how things are done. This is how we're going about it. Nothing much is ever going to change here. That's not necessarily the case. We're in the era of high velocity fastballs. We're in the era of spin at the top of the zone. We're in the era of tunneling, where we can understand why guys have success because of their ability to tunnel or to release a multitude of pitches out of the same spot and have them travel as true as possible for as long as possible before they eventually end up breaking in their respective directions. Like, this is the era that we are in right now. But while you're in that era, you're constantly trying to find a way to be able to survive if you don't do that one thing exceptionally well. So if you don't have the 98 that plays so well at the top of the strike zone off of a big hammer 12-6 type curveball, well, what's been one of the tried and true approaches? If I keep the ball low and if I can create sink, maybe more times than not, they hit the ball hard. Maybe they hit it hard on the ground. And if that's the case, I like that better than I like them hitting the ball hard in the air. Because hard in the air, that could be a homer. That could be worth 1 run. I don't fucking want that. He can hit it 110 miles an hour on the ground all he wants. He's going to have to run a long fucking way for it to be worth 1. And that's what's been happening to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is they're done attacking him up at the top of the zone. They're done attacking him with the hard 4-seam fastballs, the straight shit elevated. Why? Because he's hitting those pitches 500 fucking feet. He's hitting them into Nova Scotia. That's why. So they're done with that. They're now sinking the baseball more and more and more. Lower quadrants, keeping it away, down, pound down. So he's hitting the ball hard, but he's hitting the ball hard into the ground at people. Mm-hmm. And that's the adjustment that's been made. So now, this is the cat and mouse.
Would it take that long for them to realize that? I feel like they should have done that last year.
It's about whether or not somebody is going to adjust and whether or not you have the effective tools to adjust. Like, it's one. Excuse
God
me. It's one
bless
thing,
you.
Thank you. It's one thing for me to tell you that this is where we can get him out. It's another thing for you to have the ability to execute in those spots.
Yeah.
And if you don't, and you're missing, and you don't have the upper echelon horsepower to miss in those spots where Vlad is otherwise doing damage, you're toast.
Yeah. I just kind of, I feel like I have a hard time believing that this is going to like last forever and that this is like a hole that they found and that he's going to have to obviously make an adjustment. But don't you think there was times last year where they were, you know, like there's been enough time for people to have the book out?
Well, what's going to be interesting? Well, yeah, but you have to start believing in the book.
Yeah.
And you have to start actually executing it. And that's where we talk about evolving and changing with the game, where if you've got guys that are stubborn, because I do believe if your strength, Joey, is that you can hit the high fastball, and my strength is I've got 97 and I can spin it at the top of the zone. You want to know what I'm going to do?
Spin it.
At the top of the zone. Fuck you and your strength. This is what I do well. This is why I'm the big leaguer. So here you go. Chew on this. Well, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., for better or worse, has been the guy that is telling everybody that has that attitude, I'm that dude they've been telling you about that's bigger and badder. I'm the one they've been telling you about where you think you can do it to everyone until you run into the one guy that you can't do it to. Vlad has been telling the league that he's that dude. And the league has said, well, you know what? It looks like you are that dude up there. Well, guess where you're not that dude? Down here. So this is where we're going to start living. We're done trying to prove a point. We're done getting our fucking lunch eaten, devoured. We're done with that. Because when you start swinging, the impact that you have on the rest of your lineup is too much. Everybody starts to believe they're you in that lineup. When you start doing you things, Vlad, fuck that. Going to sink it, make it move, work off the barrel, hit your 108-mile-an-hour ball right into the ground.
It's tough.
5-4-3. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, because I looked at his StatCast. It's like he's like 97 percentile everywhere. Like
well, that's the thing, people, and this can be a misconception for people. The ball, like when a ball gets topped off the bat, that's going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
So exit velocity is high on ground balls because they're hit hard, they're topped, and they're hit directly into the ground. Boom, boom. So while the exit velocity might be great in terms of a number, a greater number than average, doesn't necessarily result in positive results, as we're finding out with Vlad. So you can hit the ball 107, 108 miles an hour. That's fine. But if it's a 2-3 hopper to third base or to the shortstop, well, that's not doing anybody any good. Or that's not the Vlad that you've been used to, right?
Yeah, and he's not going to beat it out.
No, probably not. But yeah, I find it interesting because this is the evolution that has been occurring on the mound. Is the sinker, slider, cutter guys kind of fell by the wayside or weren't as popular when guys started running it up 98, 100 coming out of starting roles and then spinning the curveball off that fastball, tunneling it out of that same spot. Now, the guys who are sinking it and cutting it and creating intersections on both sides of the plate are guys that are becoming a little more valuable again. Because like, whoa, weird. These guys have started to transition to attacking the baseball at the top of the zone. So what do we do to combat that? Why don't we start sinking this baseball? Why don't we start cutting it? And maybe we don't generate the swing and miss, but we're getting weak contact, or we're at least getting contact that's not hard hit in the air, which can result in damage. Because if I asked you right now to pick where you wanted Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s 110-mile-an-hour exit velocity baseball to go, ground or in the air, where do you want that thing to go?
Right in the ground.
Yeah, right in the ground.
Which is interesting because you'd think that a pitcher who's throwing high heat up in the zone with the dead baseballs everyone's talking about, that would be rewarded more. But I guess what you're saying with the sinker coming back, it seems like kind of counterintuitive.
Well, what's funny is now it's almost like in real time, the hitters are trying to adjust to being attacked with spin at the top of the zone. And in real time, you're watching guys on the mound go, all right, well, hey, everybody, it looks like they're starting to try to adjust to stuff at the top of the zone. So wink, wink, nod, nod. We're going to start sinking it and cutting it at the bottom. All right, here we go. And you're watching two groups like kind of, go in opposite directions again. So it's all about just trying to catch up and keep pace with one side. And unfortunately for the hitters, it will always be the hitters trying to catch up or readjust to how they're being attacked by the guys on the mound. The pitchers will never have to react to what hitters are doing.
Until someone comes in with a fucking knuckleball.
Well, until hitters start to cut their swings down, until hitters start to get back to having a 2-strike approach. Because there's no difference in ways that guys are attacked now early in a count as opposed to late in a count. Doesn't have to be any nastier 1-2 than it was 1-1. Because you're taking the same swing 1-2 that you were taking 1-1. So what does it matter? I don't have to be any nastier. Because I know your dumbass is not taking a fucking 2-strike approach.
I've noticed that. You know what? I've noticed that in MLB The Show lately. A lot of fucking sinkers going out.
A lot of sinkers. Sink it low.
A lot of sinkers. And I can't hit it, dude. I need some
tough
tips.
To get that cursor all the way down there, Joe.
It's tough. They throw them inside, dude. They trick you. They throw them inside. It's the new meta, I feel like. They throw them inside. It looks great. Cuts in on the hands. Just fucking, I can't hit it. I don't know what it looks like in real life, but in the game, the sinker, it looks like a changeup, but it goes 95 miles per hour. So you're waiting for it, and you're way late every time.
And then it's on you. Yeah, well, that's the exploding. They talk about life in the zone or like extra gears, exploding fastballs. That's the feeling at like 50 feet when you're facing it as a hitter. You've seen it out of the hand. You're tracking it, and then all of a sudden at 50 feet, it shifts gears and just fucking explodes and takes off and ends up 14 more inches away from you and down. You're like, what the hell?
It's fucking tough, and I've experienced it. It's like I'm facing Dallas Braden in the game.
That's what it's like. You'll survive.
Last thing here. Drew Jones, Andrew Jones's son.
Sometimes you just got to let him know, Carrabis.
You got to taste yourself here and there. And he's projected, right, to be the 1-1 in the draft?
Yes. Top 3 pick, easy.
Let's see. Mock MLB draft 2022. Let's see. What's MLB.com have?
.com.
Drew Jones at number 2?
Yeah,
that's a mistake.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he ain't having that.
Jackson Holiday, the shortstop out of Stillwater, Oklahoma High School, at number 1 to the Orioles. D-backs would get Drew Jones.
Sorry, Jackson.
I've seen plenty of mock drafts that have Drew Jones at number 1. But either way,
who's got number 1 pick? Orioles?
Yeah. There's I'm scrolling here. There's 50 fucking million of these things. But anyways, he'll be a first rounder somewhere near the top. He tweeted Wednesday, I'll post my stats for the culture. 570, 675. By the way, 675 is the on base. 1026 slug for a 1702 OPS. 65 hits, 7 doubles, 3 triples, 13 homers, 39 RBI, 72 runs, 33 walks, only 9 strikeouts, and 32 stolen bases. And he was also just to flex. He was 10-1 as a pitcher. And he said, "I'd say I had a successful season."
This is a decent year.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Decent year. No Rick Ankiel, but a decent year.
Yeah, he's all right.
I feel like there are probably like high schoolers who are like going to fucking some random college playing in Utah with like a 900 average, though, to be honest.
Could be.
I am here for every bit of that. Like, I still want to watch a guy hit. Like, don't you think I'm just, it would be fun to watch a guy hit 500.
That would
like to watch a season of a dude just like, I don't care what level. Like, it's probably just like, oh, fuck, again. Like, every time this dude comes up, like, it's a double, it's a homer. Every time. And if it's not a double or a homer, he's on first and he's stealing second and third. Like, the entertainment value is through the roof. Through the roof with a dude like that.
For Drew Jones, you see the clip of him getting shit on? Overrated.
And then he just fucking pumps one out.
Electric.
Reminds me of Bryce back in the day.
Got a little Bryce Harper down there.
Drew Jones. Good for him. Fucking, that has to be like the most fun that you ever have is when you're, I mean, I can obviously speak to it as well. Like when you're playing against like a bunch of players that are just wildly inferior to your talent level. Did you go out there and hit 600? You're never going to do that again. He'll get drafted in the first round and he'll never sniff 5-something ever again.
You never know. Dude, what if he puts on some weight? Because everyone's saying Drew's a little skinny.
He's a little skinny.
Jacked?
Yeah.
He gets jacked, dude.
That's slug. I mean, he's slugged over 1,000.
I want to see a baseball player come in. I mean, feels like Shohei Ohtani is kind of doing it, but like the way Larry Bird talks about coming into the game at the NBA level and, you know, just being curious as to whether or not he was going to be able to succeed at this level. And it took him 5 games, 3-4 games, he said, somewhere 3, 4, 5 games to realize not only was I going to succeed at this level, like I was going to dominate at this level. Like this was not going to be any fun for anybody who had to fuck with me on the court. I want to see that talent.
Dude,
like, God damn it, give me Steve Nebraska. Is it too much to ask for?
I mean, but how many major leaguers that came up from the minors and been like, oh shit, this is easy. You know, like 5 home runs in the first week. And then, no, but dude, I mean, what do you think Stephen Kwan, the first week of the season?
Trevor Story did that, remember?
Do you think do you think there's something in their mind is like, I might be the best player ever?
Oh, I thought you meant like where the performance has sustained. Like, no, for sure. You come up and you have a great day. You have a great debut. Well, that's something that you get joked about with like, oh, game's too easy, huh? Like AAA. That shit was harder in AAA. Those guys throw harder and have no idea where it's going.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, what year was that? When Trevor, 2015, 16? 16?
Yeah, like 16.
Yeah.
Just fucking homer every other AB.
Yeah, Trevor Story came up and immediately did what he did to the Seattle Mariners.
My God. My God.
AL Player of the Week, baby.
Yeah, we caught a Seattle Mariners team that was just shell-shocked.
Yeah, Trevor Story weakened them. He loosened them up for you.
Yeah. Like that Saving Private Ryan scene where it's a meme on the internet where just people are fucking disheveled, like no idea what's going on, like just madness. That's what
Trevor
it felt
Story. When Trevor Story got called up, he hit 2 homers in his big league debut. Homered the next day, hit 2 more in the 4th game. Didn't homer in the 5th game, and then homered in the 6th game. So, 6 games into his big league career, he was hitting .333 with a 1468 OPS, 7 home runs. He hit 7 home runs in his first 6 big league games. He had 9 hits, and 7 of them are homers.
Bangarang.
The best example of that is Yasiel Puig, because not only did he do that, it's like if he came from Cuba as a professional, so no one really knew. And then if you look at his stats in spring training and the minor leagues, a few games, like I didn't play a lot, but it was like the same shit. I mean, he had OPS like 1,000 plus everywhere. Came to the big leagues and immediately dicked him. He was going to be the GOAT. Still could be.
Still could be.
Still time for Puig.
All right. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
Nope. Paul Blackburn doing it again. That's all.
Here we go.
Just,
all right.
just another fucking one-hit outing for Paulie tickets.
Yeah. How much does he pay you to fucking blow him at the end of
2022 Cy Young, Paul Blackburn.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I was almost about to pick him, but I didn't. I'm fucking regretting it.
Any interesting series coming up this weekend? We have Yankees Rays.
Marcus Semien makes his way home back to Oakland, California.
Nobody cares. Brewers Cardinals will be cool. Jays Angels. And that's
two teams. Dude, yeah. One team trying to get their shit together, and the Jays. Angels trying to play, I don't know if it's play catch up, but they're trying to keep pace with and maybe even close the gap on the Houston Astros.
Yeah. I guess Mets Phillies will be cool. I'm excited for that.
Phillies hoping to be able to capture a lead and maybe keep it.
Mm-hmm. Red Sox have a 5-game series with the Baltimore Orioles.
Let's go. Our teams are back. All our teams are back.
What does that look like for the Red Sox, though? Like,
probably 4 out of 5.
Because the Orioles have notoriously played the Red Sox very hard.
No, they haven't.
Very hard.
No.
This could be a 3-2 situation for the O's.
Yeah, you think so?
I mean, I don't know. Could the magic have worn off against Seattle? Did you blow your load against Seattle? That's the question that people are going to be asking.
They scored 16 fucking runs their first game against the White Sox. So, no. The answer is no. All right.
Did you blow your load against the White Sox in that? That's the question.
I think they had like 10 hits last night, too. The Red Sox are back. But
whoa! I thought you were going to say that. Easy now.
The Red Sox are back to...
He said it.
The Red Sox are back to... I didn't get to finish. I was stretching. The Red Sox are back to Fenway this weekend.
No.
Red Sox are back to Fenway this weekend.
No.
The Red Sox are back, Orioles boys. In a 5-game series.
Wow.
Tessie.
It's good to have them back at home.
Yeah, good to have them back, huh? All right.
It's good to have them back at home.
So as of, let's see, what's today? Today is the 26th of May.
No.
Year of our Lord.
It's good to have the Red Sox back in Boston.
2022.
Back at Fenway Park, where they play all their home games. That's where they play their best ball, Dallas.
I'm telling Will Middlebrooks.
No. Red Sox are back at home.
We heard it here. You heard it here first, folks.
I'm excited. I love to see the Red Sox back. I'm rooting for the Sox.
They're not. Don't say it.
I like the Sox. I'm a fan of the Red Sox.
You know what? It's probably something I'm going to have to talk about tonight on the broadcast.
About them coming home?
Just to be, I mean, like, hey, Kipe, I don't know, man.
Kipe.
Red Sox been playing good baseball lately. Struggled a bit early. But if you look at some of the numbers,
they're back at home this weekend.
Are the Red Sox back?
Yeah, they get in tomorrow.
Kipe's going to answer.
5-gamer. So, Baltimore Orioles at home.
They might be.
Yep.
I think they might be.
Yep.
All right.
So
that's all I got. Shout out Paul Blackburn.
Yep. All right. Do you have any other obscure players you want to give a shout out to, Joey?
Yeah, dude. Who's that? Who's the first? Who's going number 1 in the draft? You said. What was his name?
I don't even remember.
Well, shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
I'm looking. He's gonna have a great
Moving
career.
the needle.
His name is Jackson Holiday.
Just a good guy, dude. He's humble.
Just a good guy.
I bet he doesn't even have a Twitter. He's just locked in from Oklahoma. Good old boy.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you on Monday.
We on.